Gonna try and fake some energy here.
Bring the real stuff.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La, 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 la. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's
Monday morning.
night, and I feel alright.
Correction.
The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shore cause I'm faded. Money's in the streets, say money, yeah, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and my guys ain't my eye. All my gangbangers, I got 'em on the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get
What's up? It's Jomboy and Jake Radio. It's This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. Never knew that's who sang that song. If you haven't heard that song, I think you're a liar, but I would wonder how many people know who sings it. Did you know Montel Jordan sang that song, Jake?
I think he's a pretty famous, like, that's it. Like that was Montel Jordan's career.
One hit wonder?
Yeah.
Yeah. So popular wedding song.
Popular song.
Yeah. We have Jordan helping out with songs now. He chose the theme and the songs for this week. The theme is Yankees walk-up songs, since we are going to Tampa to go to Yankee spring training. This was Jeter's walk-up song in 1995 when he first came into the bigs. And he was like, this is how we do it, guys. I'm here to show you. So cocky. Real peckerhead, that Derek.
Couple important things. How tall do you think Montel Jordan is?
5'9".
6'8".
Okay, I knew it was one way of the spectrum.
Yeah, I guess there's no way to really deliver that without giving a hint one way or the other. Follow-up question, how old do you think Montel Jordan is?
Well, this song came out in the 90s. I'm going to guess he was in his 20s then, which would make him around 46 now.
50 on the nose, born in 68.
Nice.
So the 6'8" Montel Jordan, born in 68. Crazy that like this song would still come on at weddings or school dances or stuff. And then they'd be like, oh, who sings a song? Oh, a 50-year-old.
Well, he sang it when he was 20.
He sang it when he was 20.
Yeah.
What?
You ever taken a look at the lyrics? It's
No.
Friday night, and I feel all right. The party is here on the west side, so I reach for my 40, and I turn it up. Very, very cool. Very gangster. Reaching for his 40, turning it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Now he's like, is the government involved here? Who's making you say this? I don't think he had a designated driver back in 1990 when he was drinking at his 40.
He had a guy that was probably like I think that's the safe equivalent to someone saying like, oh, my bodyguard, or I have a personal driver.
Oh, okay.
But he went designated, which, hey, safe.
Yeah. Hit the shore because I'm faded. Honeys in the street say, Monty, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. That line's the best part.
It's so good in my hood tonight.
And the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. Got to get your groove on before you get paid.
Amen.
Sip your cup, throw your hands up, and let me hear you say, wow.
Pretty good.
Someone should mash that up with the so tip your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say to Lord, I'm so sick and tired of being told to throw my hands up in the air.
Don't bring Lord into this.
So there.
Especially with that demeanor.
I love Lord.
You wouldn't even get where she's coming from spiritually.
Oh, why don't you shut your butt? I love
spiritually.
Lord. I love that ugly chick.
And emotionally, and she's beautiful. So
no, she's not beautiful, and she doesn't want to be. That's not what her goal is in life.
I disagree.
Yeah. Well, then she'd wear makeup.
Disagree. I think she's naturally beautiful, Jim. I think that's the whole point.
I actually do like Lord's music a whole bunch.
Yeah, I think she's pretty too. I'm not joking.
You don't think she's pretty?
Genuine. As
Have
genuine
you
as I can be.
seen like pictures of her where she looks like a witch?
Yeah, like Pretty Witch.
She got nice hair. Whatever. She looks like witch sauce from college sometimes. That's the meanest nickname we've ever.
No.
That was the meanest nickname we've ever given a girl.
Yes, absolutely. But Lord does not look like witch sauce.
Can we explain what that nickname means to the listeners?
If you want, I mean,
You think it's a bad look because it's so mean?
No, I think there's a way to say it. I mean, I just don't want you to hint towards anything. There's a girl that kind of looked like a witch.
It looked like she dipped her face in witch sauce. And then came up. Yeah, Lord looks very pretty there because it's the most photoshopped, makeup on picture you could get.
Wow, I thought she never wore that.
She stopped. That was probably earlier in her career. She did this whole thing about how she stopped wearing makeup and she refused to let people take pictures of her with makeup on. It was like her big stand. It's like,
got 14 stunning pictures of her without makeup. That's an article. Hard to be stunning. And, oh, God.
Are you looking at them now?
I love her. She's awesome. She's so great.
Sounded like that oh God was a different oh God. Okay. How's your day going?
We're good. Like I told you, I've been in the same room for the duration. I'm in my aunt and uncle's office room. So I slept on a little fold-out type thing on the ground and then set up the laptop, looked up some of the sports and news stories from the weekend, and I'm here.
You are here.
Yeah. I guess it's Monday. Last I spoke to everyone, I guess I'd arrived in Florida. Went to the beach. It was pretty nice, clear water, nice little town, feeling it. Didn't do a full vibe. Didn't do a couple of things I wanted to. There was like an easy bar hop. Like there was 3 indoor-outdoor bars that were like right near where I was staying. Like could have been an easy 1, 2, 3. But yeah, didn't really get that in. Saw a big Plant High School versus not the Jesuit school. It was like the Lord of the Lord's names or something. They tied after 7. Good game. And then had some dinners. I've been eating like hell already, which is scary because I've got another.
You haven't even spent like a day at the ballpark yet?
I have 8 days left on the road, so it'll be interesting.
We can hit up Smoothie King and that fresh kitchen the Yankees players like. Get some nice food.
Yeah, we'll be everywhere. But yeah, I'm good. Getting there. How was your freaking, Jim?
I did nothing but edit and make sure everything's ready to go for this weekend. Honestly, did nothing at all. But Jake, I woke up and there's some nice decorations and there's a picture that I came down to at the end of the stairs and there was something really interesting on it. Katie made this whole 1989 thing for me. She is a sweetheart. And there's this part. She said, "Let's go Yankees." And then she has some facts about the 1989 Yankees.
Okay.
They're as interesting as they are putrid.
Okay.
They finished with a 74-87 record, 5th in the American League East. So they came dead last the year we were born. The managers, can you guess who the manager was in 1989? There was 2 of them.
No, I'm not good with managers.
Dallas Green.
Sure.
Have you ever heard that name before?
Like kind of just in random baseball stuff. I mean, full out baseball game named Dallas. Yeah.
I'd never even heard the name Dallas Green before. I didn't know he was a manager. And then for it looks like the back end. The general manager was a guy named Sid Thrift. But I thought it was Stick Mike. I don't know. That's Robert Gronkowski was born in 1989. Yeah, some interesting facts. But the Yankees facts, I was like, wow, tough year, 1989. Tough year for the Yanks.
They had a couple top draft picks in us, Jim.
Who was the top players? It had to be Mattingly, right?
That would be my guess. I'm sure there's someone else there that was playing ball.
Maybe. All right, what do we got? We want to get right into the sports?
We can. The only other thing that I think I really want to bring attention to for people is, I don't know if you saw this. I tweeted it out later last night. Have you seen the Olsen twins?
Yeah. That caption that guy wrote on that picture, one looks like she knows when you're going to die, and the other looks like she knows how, is really, really good caption.
It's incredible. It's perfect. If you saw the first picture of them and that was the info on a new Netflix documentary, you'd be like, whoa, I'm kind of here for this. I'm kind of tuned in because it looked perfect. One of the Olsens is kind of still extremely just, I want to say wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, but she's wide-eyed and looks horrified. And the other Olsen looks like, this one's tough because I feel like any way you word it, it ends up coming out mean. But she looks like she's playing someone in a movie who at the end of the movie they reveal, oh, she's actually 400 years old.
I was going to say, this better end with her looking like an old woman because she does.
Yes.
They're our age.
I know. And like
older.
the one looks like it. The other one looks like she's lived centuries.
They have. Child actors.
So
they're a little older than us. Their sister is our age, the one that's still like normal and acting right now.
Yeah, I mean, normal's a loose term, but yeah, she's killing it. Everyone was like, why don't you guys be positive and talk about the younger sister? And it's like, well, look at this.
Yeah. That caption was fantastic.
Yeah, go check it out.
Go check it out. All right, let's go straight into the Tri-State update. A crazy comeback by Albert St. John's. They were down 12 in the second half to ranked Villanova, came back to win it. Does this cement the dancing shoes, Jake? Some say yes. The Nets, Tim Nets, win the three-point contest. It's a team event now, not a solo event. I guess we'll get into that. Most MLB players are required to report to camp today. That's exciting. Baseball starting like a week away from the games. Hector Barria, Adani, signs a minor league deal with the Mets. Goodbye. He was a Yankee last year. Cano said he feels 25, so that's good. The PEDs probably helped that process. He also said some funny quotes about how he was raised a Yankee and he's happy to be back in New York. And it's like, well, raised a Yankee and raised a Met, two different things. The Rangers beat the Sabres 6-2, then lost to the Penguins. The Devils beat the Wild, then the Sabres, and the Islanders beat the Oilers. So all New York hockey teams at least won one game this weekend. CCSU, your boys, lost to St. Francis 90-79. And not Tri-State news, but I'm going to bring it to you. My Baggies beat those bastards, those gross, idiot, vile. They're 4 points away from being back in the EPL. Just got to climb the ladder one more rung, Jakey.
Little EPL sneaking into the Tri-State, huh?
Yeah. Well, EPL because I live in the Tri-State,
right?
And I'm telling you the news. So
I get it. You know, it's like it's Bruce Springsteen talking about some EPL games. I get it.
yeah.
I get it. The Nets as a team did not. Well, I guess they did as a team win. It was Joe Harris representing the Nets. White, Virginia. He took down Steph Curry, which Tim's Nets been talking about it all year.
I saw that Steph and his brother had a contest to see who would win the 3-point thing, and it was like the loser has to buy their family tickets for the rest of their career when they play each other.
Sure.
That's fun.
Yeah, kind of, except it's kind of like, yo, Steph, come on. Just get those tickets, though.
Got it. All's fair.
I mean, how much money do you think Seth Curry has made in his career playing basketball?
Well, not as much as Seth or Steph. Steph's made.
Seth.
Yeah, Steph has made a lot more.
Yes.
Probably like 100 million more.
Let's see. Seth.
It's confusing when your kids Steph and Seth. Too similar.
Yeah. That had to be. There were. I know that seemed fun, but there were frustrating times. Right?
I released, or it hasn't been posted yet, but our Yankees Instagram silly stat of the day is all about Didi because it's his birthday, and Didi, his dad, and his brother all went by the nickname Didi. So the mom had 3 Didis in the household.
It's fun
about that today. So that's even more confusing than Steph and Seth. Didi said that when they're around friends and they're all 3 of them are together, people will just yell Didi and watch all 3 of their heads turn and then laugh.
Like, see, she turned it on them. Yeah, I mean, Steph, outside of endorsements and stuff, is going to land at like 120 million after this year, and Seth is like, set 7 to 10 million. So I don't know. I mean, I know either way the tickets aren't going to break the bank for either of them, but Steph, I think you got to just get them tickets though.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Robinson Cano said like all the stuff about the Yankees and grown-up Yankee and stuff. I had a question for you that I saw this on Reddit and I wanted to ask you what your thoughts were.
Sure.
Can't blame him for taking $60 more million when he finally reached his payday. That's how baseball works. So I don't blame a guy for going and grabbing the money. Right? It was 16 more million is what he got. Someone said on the Reddit, don't you think he could have made close to that in endorsements that he hasn't been making in Seattle? And I don't know if this is truly a homer way of thinking, but I don't know if the number's close, but I think that's a legitimate thing. Like he has really faded into obscurity on the national scene. Whereas if he stayed with the Yankees and was like the homegrown guy, don't you think he would have headlined some endorsement deals that would have been somewhat close to making up that money?
I mean, maybe. I honestly,
it's not guaranteed, so that's why you would still take the contract. But
it's not guaranteed, and I mean, $60 million is a lot of money. I mean, even if Cano got some of the bigger sponsorships a baseball player can get, I mean, what are we talking about? Subway? You know, a couple of the athletic brands. I don't think he's getting 60 mil.
Yeah, it would be.
I think you'd have to. It would turn into like a financial equation. Like, oh, if he could have gotten, you know, 10 million dollars in endorsement in those first 3 years, and then if he invested that properly, like I don't think he's getting 60 mil in endorsements for Robinson Cano.
Well, I don't know. Well, we say it now because he faded, but like, what did Judge just get from Pepsi? And then it would be less than that.
Yeah, like that's what.
But it could be a couple over time. I don't know. It was an interesting thing. How much more can you make being in the spotlight than not being in the spotlight from endorsements? You can't bank on it, so I'm still not blaming Cano for taking the money. But I thought I wish that fucking nerd Darren Ravel could show me the numbers. This is right up his alley.
Yeah, there's got to be a way, and I'm sure there's articles written on it. But I don't know. Maybe it is so case by case. You can't I posted it on the Twitter sphere, but James Paxton got it could have been a one-time sponsorship, but he got sponsored to shave his beard to join the Yankees. But again, like I don't know. I have no idea how much money that actually is, and like how deep does a sponsorship go? Like I don't think did Paxton get $1 million for him to do one IG post? Like no way.
No, I wouldn't think it was $1 million.
So I mean, then we're talking about commercial campaigns, and I mean, how many MLB players do we see in commercials? Like I feel like Trout did a brief Subway thing. We're seeing Judger come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of the Yankees hat on that we're we're sitting there splitting dollars saying like, oh, even if it was $10 million, like, the guy doesn't get remembered as a Yankee. And it's like, well, Robinson Cano is not a Yankees fan. Robinson Cano is a Robinson Cano fan. And he wanted to get paid, and he did it.
Yeah. All right, I have the top 10 highest paid celebrity commercials and endorsements.
Okay.
This is going to be a crazy bigger number than what Cano would get, obviously, but it's some frame of reference. Sofia Vergara got $43 million for whatever she does right now. She does like Head and Shoulders or some sort of lotion.
She does a ton of commercials though, and she's not an athlete.
No, I know. I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Right.
Angelina Jolie got $10 million for her appearance with one of their designer bags. Jared from Subway. Ha!
Jail.
$15 million. I hated that guy from the get-go.
Jail.
He got jail. Yeah. He was a farce anyway. It was like, I used to eat 2 large pizzas a night, and then I switched to 1 Subway sandwich a day, and I lost so much weight. Wow, Subway's so good for you. No, I think the 2 large pizzas were bad for you, sir. I think you could have switched to 1 Big Mac a day and lost the same amount of weight.
They saved his life.
What an idiot. But how does Subway not be like, are you a pedophile?
Yo, by the way, are you though?
Before we make you our official spokesman and a national hero for fat people all around, do you have any skeletons in your closet? And let's look. Oh, check this out. You ran a pedophile videotape ring. You're not going to be our sponsor. Nope. 10 years later, 15 million later. What an idiot. Subway. Stupid-ass company. I hate Subway. Let's go to the national news.
Okay.
Give me stop talking about Subway.
Jimmy, NBA All-Star Weekend, your favorite weekend of the year. How about that Hamidou Diallo? OKC, where my Thunder buddies at, wins the dunk contest, goes over the Shaqtus Shaquille O'Neal, Jim, pulls out the Superman on his chest, S on my chest because I'm ready to save you. As you mentioned, Joe Harris won the 3. Jason Tatum won the skills contest, ending it with a midcourt shot, Jim. Exciting. Team LeBron comes back against Team Giannis Antetokounmpo. KD, Kevin Durant, future Nick, gets the MVP. Jim, and what everyone wants to talk about, Denny Hamlin wins the Daytona 500, his second win in the past 4 years. Moose. Mike Moustakas re-signs with the Brewers 1 year, $10 million. JB Holmes, Cats, wins at Riviera this weekend. Ugly golf tournament, a bunch of rain delays. Speaking of those Cats where JB Holmes went to school, Kentucky trounces Tennessee this weekend. The number 5 team takes down number 1. We've got a legally blind high school wrestler that wins the Alabama State Championship. And Joey Votto says, responding to Adam Wainwright's comments, if there's a strike, I'll just go backpacking through Europe and find myself.
A lot going on. Big weekend. Had the golf.
Had the golf.
Had the Daytona.
Had the Daytona.
Had the NBA All-Star Game. And my Twitter feed was full of nonstop people complaining about all 3. From the rain delays in the golf, the Daytona. They did so many, I don't know what they're called. I don't know NASCAR, like safety laps or precautionary laps. I had that on the background, and half the time they were going slow.
Right.
Like really long and drawn out. And then the All-Star Game was just 3-point chucks, just chucking them up. I tuned into the All-Star Game. I had it on in the background while I was editing, and you said, they get good at the end because they try. So I was like, okay, and we'll talk about it. Man, when Kawhi shot, there was one possession that I honestly said, can't watch this anymore, and it was Kawhi shot. Steph made a deep 3. Kawhi came back, shot like a half-court 3, missed it. Then they kicked it back out. He got it again, and as soon as he touched it, just chucked it again, then did it again and missed all 3. And I was like, I'm not watching.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. 168 threes were attempted.
Yeah. It's threes and dunks.
Yeah. Not interested in that.
Yeah, it's not good. It's an exhibition. Again, for exhibitions, it's decent for what you can get. I mean, it was tough to watch the NBA All-Star game with that Elvis Presley special on. Did you see that, Jim?
I saw you tweet about that, but I didn't see it. What's the Elvis Presley special about? Does it belong in national news segment?
Well, I think it was Elvis performed in 1968, the same year that Montel Jordan was born. That's full circle, folks. And I guess it was this revolutionary Elvis TV performance. He ripped a bunch of his songs. The girls were going crazy. It was an inspirational performance for so many young artists at the time. So they had a bunch of people: Shawn Mendes, Jim, Ed Sheeran, Blake Shelton.
Who's Shawn Mendes?
Jennifer Lopez.
I know all the rest. I don't know who Shawn Mendes is.
He's got a couple popular songs now. I like to personally make fun of him because it's like, I think he's very talented, but it's classic. Like, whoever has his hands around him is like, yo, we got to make you popular, kid. And it's like, I'm trying to, what's his song I love? I shouldn't say I love to make fun of. I like to pretend I'm passionate about, because like, you can't actually be passionate. Like, there's nothing holding me back. You got me shaking and loving me taking. That was the real audio.
No, that was a nice drop by me.
Are you looking for it?
You want me to play it?
I don't know.
I think about it and she knows it. I wanna let it take control, cause every time that she gets close,
I can't listen.
Yeah,
he's singing it like every line is just, I'm so sexy.
Yeah, and he's
I'm so sexy.
He looks 17. He might be 17. I think he got popular from one of those singing shows. Like, good for. I'm not knocking the dude's talent, but it's not
well, he's Canadian, so you can knock
not
it
how I would bring the noise on stage. But yeah, I mean, the All-Star game itself is what it is. The guys are going to do Kawhi type stuff to get their 2-second highlight on SportsCenter. But yeah, Team LeBron comes back. They started hitting more shots than Team Giannis, Jim. Dunk contest had some decent dunks this year. Everyone's excited for Zion next year. And they were reliving, I'm sure you saw this on the Twitter sphere, the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine dunk contest. That was really good a few years back.
That was the last. Yeah, it's the last one I've seen dunks from, because it went outside of NBA fans and was like so good that you couldn't avoid seeing the dunks from it.
It's cool. It was the goal. So yeah, everyone's saying Hamidou should come back. Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, and Zion next year. That's everyone's gossip, Jim.
Yeah. We've had this discussion. Dunks don't really do anything for me.
What about Moose re-signing, Jim?
I just watched the Diallo one over Shaq, and it doesn't do anything for me. Moose re-signing is big news because his agent, all-time backfire. Did you see all these numbers? The qualifying offer he turned down from the Royals before the 2017 season was a 1-year deal worth more money than he's now gotten from his 2 1-year deals combined.
Bingo.
So he should have accepted that qualifying offer.
You know his agent?
Who?
Scott Boras.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man. Boras, dude, I mentioned it on Talking Yanks. I should mention it now. Ryan Russillo podcast had Jeff Passan on, the former Yahoo, now ESPN baseball analyst on, and they did some deep dive into some of the contract stuff, and dude, they were going over it, and they were like, in the past 3 years, I think they listed 5-6 players that Scott Boras has screwed over, because like what used to work for Scott Boras doesn't work anymore. So it's a really interesting list, and you'd like it if you're a baseball into baseball like we are. You would like it as well. But yeah, I was actually happy that Moose got 10 million because after last year he got what 6 million or something like that.
I think it was 8. I don't know.
But yeah, it's
I think he reached 2 million on incentives on his deal last year.
Okay.
Something like that.
But yeah, and the other thing was I know when the Brewers signed a Grandal, and I think they said they were basically done spending, like they were out of Brewers money, and then they still went out and got Moose. So I'm happy if you're a Brewers fan, which our mutual friend Jeff is. So go Brew Crew.
Go Brew Crew. How about this legally blind high school wrestler winning the Alabama State Championship? Would you remember when there was a couple years ago, maybe like 7 years ago, actually, there was a wrestler that was missing a limb. He was missing a leg.
Missing a leg.
And it was like a real weird situation because it was like, how do you train for this? Like,
right.
All of the pins that I know involve pinning a two-legged person.
Sure.
So the moves that I've been practicing don't really work. It's not like when you have a knuckleball pitcher and you can have like, hey, bench coach, come throw me your knuckleball in batting practice so I can practice something similar to what I'm going to see tonight. You can't just have like a one-legged kid in the school. Like, hey, I'm going to need to wrestle you for practice. Imagine if they did. That'd be even funnier. They're like, Tommy, we're going to need you. Why? Well, we're playing a one-legged kid today. It's fucked. Well, can we just try and pin you? Because we need to see how to pin a one-legged person. Tommy's like, finally, someone appreciates my one-leggedness. This is great. I'll help you. And then that would be a greater story. Anyway, that's different than this because the blind guy had all his limbs. But what's worse, losing to a guy with missing a limb or like losing a fight to a blind man, basically?
Well, Jim, you're not going to like this because, I don't know how to Reddit.
Yeah.
So you sent this link to me, and it's a Reddit link. And so I was reading some of it because, this is going to sound really rude, but the way they phrased it, I was interested because they said he's legally blind. Because like after the match, he went and I saw he like shook a guy's hand and stuff. So I think he has some sight. Like I don't want to offend any of our blind listeners, but he's legally blind. But I was also reading that in high school wrestling, they have some rules set up for blind wrestlers that are slightly different. Like they say if you, because they do the different rounds and one of them's you have to escape or whatever. Or, yeah, that's the official wrestling term. But if you're wrestling a blind person, it's the same rules, but like when you disengage, so like if you escape their hold, like the match pauses and you reset. So
there are special rules that change the way you wrestle when you wrestle a blind person. So it's the same thing. I have the comments up, and they're talking about Anthony Robles, who was the one-legged guy.
Arizona State guy, yeah.
And the practice was like, I used to practice with Anthony because his weight is disproportioned. He's actually like the strongest upper body kid in his weight class by a landslide because he doesn't have the weight of his legs. So, yeah, wrestling. I mean, if you want to win, go be blind or cut off a limb. That's a slogan. Wrestling. If you want to win, go be blind or cut off a limb. Could see that on a commercial.
It's a slogan.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those new age slogans.
It's a slogan.
You like Votto? You kind of read this Votto quote about going backpacking through Europe as if you didn't like Votto. I am a big fan of Votto.
There's 5% of me that thinks Joey Votto is actually a cool guy. And then there's another 95% of me that pretty sure Votto blows.
Oh, I'm the complete opposite.
Okay.
I really like Votto.
Why?
Because he's funny. Like all his quotes are funny. And he's like himself. And he's like mean to opposing fans. Like he'll rub it in their face, like offer them a ball and then take it back and throw it into the stands in like a fun, joking way, like toys with them. I like that. He's always got fun quotes like this. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Votto's interviews. I think he's like self-deprecating and gets it.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit of a blowhard. Like that's the thing. Like if I heard this interview and he was and he delivers that punchline in the perfect way, it works. but I don't think Joey Votto has that because I think he's a little bit of a blowhard athlete. And the other part that makes me mad about this, Jim, is Joey Votto is part of the problem. Joey Votto has one of those old contracts we're never going to see again that is currently holding back the Reds organization. And Joey Votto doesn't want to be traded to a competitor. He just wants to rot away in Cincinnati and collect his money. So like he loses competitor points. He loses the point of the discussion.
Well, I mean, isn't it good? Like loyalty's good. Like people shit on Cano for going for more money into a lesser team, and he's like, no, I like Cincinnati. I want to win with the Reds.
I mean, it's different things. Cano went to Seattle and was hoping he could do something there. Votto is anchoring down Cincinnati, and he's part of the reason they're not good. And now he's staying there, and I don't know. He could hold back the franchise for another 6 years. So I don't know. I'm not a Votto guy. There's a chance I could love him. Right now, I do not.
There was a moment when Seinfeld was on David Letterman's show, and they talked about Joey Votto. Forget how that would come up because that seems interesting. And they were talking about how he's super nice and everything, but Votto likes to act like he's like a bad guy. Like that's his joke. That's his Colbert persona, that he's like a bad guy. And he had some funny response to that. Like, hey, don't let people know I'm a nice guy. I'm actually a jerk, but in a funnier way.
Sure.
Yeah. I like Votto. All right, we got anything? Got anything else?
I don't think so. Kentucky college basketball. Kentucky beat up on Tennessee, which was a lot of fun. 2 potential 1 seeds there, Jim. And then the golf tournament kind of blew this weekend, but JB Holmes, who is a Kentucky Wildcat, wins. So there you go.
All right. It's the halftime. It's the halftime. I'm reading this. I was trying to find this Votto to see if it's worth sharing. Someone asked him about Seinfeld and Letterman saying nice things to him. And I guess he said he said something nice to them. I'm trying to find the story. And they asked Votto, like, hey, did you hear they talked about your interaction? And Votto said, yeah, I did see it. But unfortunately, Jerry and David were incorrect in their assumptions that I was speaking directly to them. David was wearing dark sunglasses and a sport coat. I thought he was my limo driver, and I wanted to inform him that I was nearly done playing, and I wanted him to pull the limo around so I could beat the traffic. When I waved to Jerry, he was actually sitting right in front of my longtime friend, Jerry Cartwright. We had plans to go to Sky Burger after the game. I wanted to confirm, but Seinfeld got in the way. I wasn't talking to them.
Hysterical.
That's weird. I feel like that's your kind of humor.
There's this 5%. He's worldly cool Joe Votto. There's the 95% of everything else I've seen with even I get that some of the fan stuff is cool and silly, but like at the same time, like, not so much.
I'm a big fan. Did you see his stats on swinging at pitches outside of the zone this year?
No, I remember the pop-up stat was a big thing.
Yeah, this year Joey Votto doubled the second place person at percentage swinging at clear non-balls or whatever. He only it was crazy. Hicks was like 5th on the list, but Votto was double first place. Basically has the best eye, one of the better eyes in the history of baseball, and bat control. It was impressive. It was like how many times does a player swing at a clear ball? And his was double less or whatever the hell you want to call it. I want to tune in for more of his at-bats because they seem kind of like / boring because he doesn't swing a lot, but impressive because he knows the zone so well.
Yeah, I mean, last year he had 12 home runs and he had 42 total extra base hits. So that's almost half of Andujar. I mean, I guess I'm partially mad about where he's at, A, with his contract, and B, with what he wants to do with the rest of his career. So I don't know if he.
Why are you mad at? You always say you can't be mad at Ellsbury for his contract. So how are you mad at Votto?
I'm happy he got the contract, but the fact he's saying I won't go to a contender or anything like that, he's essentially burying the team that loves him.
Yeah.
for the better part of a decade.
Yeah. Adam Jones did it last year on a smaller scale. The Orioles didn't allow him to get traded.
Yeah, and I think that affected his free agency. I think if he went over to the Phillies, competed, and then played decently, I think teams would be a lot more excited to bring him in.
Yeah. I think it's a throwback to like loyalty and no, I want to win here and I'm going to honor the contract that you gave me and all that stuff. I could go both ways with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, but I just had to laugh.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Tampa man reported his income at $18,000 and the IRS sent him a refund for $980,000. Hook me up. That sounds nice. Bill Gates says cow farts are one of the biggest problems going right now. I tried to tell you about this story the other day or a couple of weeks ago. We'll get into it. A naked man was arrested at Planet Fitness, tells police he thought the gym was a judgment-free zone. What's going on? Come on, be cool. A man at Outback pretended to get stood up on Valentine's Day to get a free meal, and I think it worked. An 11-year-old was arrested after refusing to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and a man named Bud Weiser, birth name Bud Weiser, was arrested for trespassing at the Budweiser Brewery.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Good stuff. What's calling your name?
Well, I clicked the refund one because A, it's Tampa. I mean, we're both going to be there in a couple days. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We got to record tomorrow's episode tonight.
Tomorrow. Yeah, so basically it looks like this guy did like an old tax refund. He said he's doing his 2016 thing and he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I withheld $1 million in income taxes." Which wasn't true. So he got the money and now they've taken back basically all the money and a vehicle.
Probably
so
bought
yeah,
a car with it.
Not sure the rules on that, but I don't think it's going to end well for our guy.
Yeah. Good move, though.
Hey, went for it. Knock yourself out, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty mad about the Budweiser story.
Yeah, right? I mean, if your name's Budweiser, you should be able to roam around the Budweiser plant. At least, like, roam around.
Yeah, like that. You should make this guy, and maybe Jim, this is one of those part one of a 3-part story is that, we got Budweiser trespassing. Ooh, but how old do you think Budweiser is?
You would think old, but maybe you're surprised because he's young. So I'm going to guess he's 24.
19.
Jesus. All right, I'm out. Get this kid out of the place.
Exactly.
If it was, get him out of there. I'm with them.
It was cool when
It
was cool when he was 55 and just roaming.
Yeah, like
19-year-old Budweiser, get out of here.
Yeah, it was cool when he was he lived his life already. The kids are off to college, and he's like, all right, I'm finally going to take advantage of this name that my parents gave me. Let me go hit up the brewery. My name's Budweiser. Just pull out your
In our head, we have a couple nice scenes. Like he walks up to the front gate, and he says, Budweiser. And the guy at the gate goes, Budweiser? And he goes, yes, Budweiser. And they just do that for 3 minutes. And then the gate guy's like, screw this. I'm out of here in 15 minutes. You're fine.
Yeah. How often this kid, everything sucks thinking of him as a 19-year-old. As an old man, it's so much more fun. Like,
yeah.
Order a Budweiser? Well, it is my name.
Yeah, just all the dad jokes. Pretending he owns the place around every corner, obviously.
Do you remember Miss Starbucks from Pomperaug High School? She was an aide.
Yeah, Sandy.
She used to tell me that her son would
Mm.
go to Starbucks and flash his ID card to get free drinks, and that most of the times it would work because, like, of what if you're a 16-year-old worker at Starbucks and someone's like, "Hey, I'm Starbucks. I gotta get my coffee." Be like, "No, it's free at the house. I'm related to ownership." Like,
Yeah.
why would you make a stand to not give that guy his coffee? It's better just let him have his one coffee and leave for the day.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth the $4 to be like, I don't think you are part of the Starbucks family.
Is there any famous story, Ellie? There's a O'Brien tubing company. Like if you go tubing on a boat, like a water sports, O'Brien has some of those. So maybe I can go infiltrate their offices and just play with some tubes.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with the tube times.
You got anything you can infiltrate?
Not really, no. The story Ellies don't like putting their names on things.
Maybe like a deli somewhere, but it'd be family owned, and you could be a long lost cousin.
I think there's a distant lost cousin that's like trying to do Hollywood type stuff. So maybe I'll leech onto that at some point, but
not now.
No, it's not like a business.
What are your you got any thoughts on the bovine flatulence problem? Cow farts, Jake.
I guess not. No, I know.
They're exploding into the air.
I was going to make a Monsanto joke, but I didn't think the viewers wanted that today. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, A plus B equals C. I started doing my normal Darwinism type stuff, and it's like, yo, if humans didn't keep cows around and milk them and eat them, cows would be so dead.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a couple loose animals eat cows so easily.
So
if a cow gets attacked, what does it do?
I don't know. There's that Jackass clip where they ride cows, and they're pretty fierce. I mean, male cows are bulls, and you don't think of them as weaklings.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I might lean with Bill on this one a little bit.
Here's some facts. A new estimate of global methane emissions from cow mouths and butts is 11% higher than previous stats suggested. So their farts I laughed because this is a position, and I wrote a whole blog about this. I said this on one show once. And his job is to go measure the bovine flatulence methane emissions at each farm. So basically, he's a cow fart doctor, cow fart scientist. That's what he got his degree in. He's probably like respected in his field, but when he tells his friends and family, what do you do? He says some science terms, but they're like, no, what do you do? What is the layman term? His answer is, I go farm to farm and measure cow farts.
You're at the bar, you meet you're talking to a friendly gentleman. You're like, oh, what do you do, man? I measure cow farts.
Yeah, I'm a cow fart expert.
It's tough. I mean, you're either in with that guy for life or you're out instantly.
And you're like, why do you do that? He's like, it's actually one of the biggest causes of climate change. It's a big problem in our country right now. Not a lot of people are taking it seriously. And then you like turn your bar stool and go, get a load of this fucking weirdo. He thinks cow farts are killing the world. What a dummy.
A lot of easy jabs you can make at that guy.
This 11-year-old got arrested after refusing to stand for the Pledge of the Allegiance. I only put this on here because we had a kid at Pomperaug who was Canadian, long blonde hair, snowboarded. You know what I'm talking about?
Chris Beaton?
Yeah, I think that sounds familiar. Well, shout out. He didn't stand for the national anthem in high school because he said he was Canadian. And I was well, that's weird, dude. Just stand up. But also he didn't get arrested for it.
Right.
Then the national anthem, they don't even do the national anthem in California because the Not the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
The Pledge of Allegiance is some 1950s cult shit.
Yeah.
I think it started during the Cold War.
Well, propagandy.
Very propagandy. But I mean, don't arrest an 11-year-old because have a brain in your head.
Where did this happen, Jim?
I'm guessing the South.
Lakeland, Florida.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That Lakeland, Florida, driving through it. It looked like Trump country.
Been there.
That's where the Tigers play.
Yeah, Tiger Spring Training. Check it out. Go get your tickets at 188 National Anthem.
Can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance right now? I probably
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic
for which we stand, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. Something like that.
I think we forgot an indivisible.
Indivisible, yeah. We were going quick.
You probably did that your whole life.
Not in like high school. No.
Pomperog did it. That's what
I think you could like they might have cut it midway through, man, or maybe you just people didn't go to home rooms anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Freshman, sophomore year, they did it for sure. I know that.
Yeah, they might have axed it.
California, they didn't do it. Illinois, they didn't do it. But all my East Coast schools did it. In Australia, they didn't do it. How about that?
Yeah, that's weird. Jim, did you see? You got to click the Planet Fitness naked guy article, because at first I thought this was going to be guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, I thought this was a fake story for sure.
But once you see the guy, you're kind of like, okay.
Well, it looks like a caveman.
he's the guy that thought judgment-free workouts were cool.
Yeah, I thought this was definitely promotion. I'm not going to click the video. I'm just looking at this one picture.
Yeah.
But he's 34 years old. Walked in the gym, removed his clothing, walked back and forth a couple times before settling in on the yoga mats. Wow.
Yeah.
He was doing yoga. That adds credence to the realness of the story.
I mean, I thought for sure this was going to be a marketing campaign for Planet Fitness, judgment-free zone. The second I saw the guy, I said, no, this is what he thought was right.
Yeah, or he might have a cause that he's doing. But yeah, this guy looks like the guy who kidnapped Elizabeth Smart.
Ooh.
He does.
Oh.
I wish I knew that guy's name offhand, but I'm glad that I don't.
Okay.
Well, they don't even post it on websites. That's good. That's smart. Don't publicize their name. Brian David Mitchell found it.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna maybe this is him, and I'm covering up a case right now. Maybe Brian David Mitchell got out of jail, and now, yeah, he looks like him, Jake. I wasn't talking out my butt.
Okay.
I was looking for him. When I lived in Australia, I didn't sit for their national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance stuff. So how come
not worth it?
It's fun. It's like whenever you go to an opposing baseball or football, basketball game, where you don't have a rooting interest, just root for the home team. Get involved. Have some fun.
Yeah.
I lived in Australia. I was Australian, man. Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. I don't know the rest.
Okay.
Something about toil and soil and a bunch of that stuff. All right, that ends the news. You want to do? Let's do a little golf update. But can you do it? Are you prepared?
Oh wow! So you came into the show saying I don't really have the golf update prepared, but I'll figure it out. And now you're going, do you have it?
Well, you typed it onto the sheet halfway through, so I thought you looked it up.
That's tough. I can get there.
Sounds like I'll do it. Here we go. I'm just going to do the Jomboy Jake golf update, not the actual golf update. Whoa, okay. The Genesis Open concluded, and I did not win, and the fucking sheet on the fucking website has not updated, so I don't know who won in the one and done golf challenge. What was the name of the golfer that won?
JB Holmes.
JB Holmes won. Did anyone have Holmes in our group? Not a single person. The winner out of 25 contestants in the one and done Jomboy and Jake Radio Golf Challenge did not have JB Holmes, who won. And that concludes the golf update. That was easy. No one won.
Not bad. I mean, you could still win. You get points and stuff. I saw we had a couple Rorys up there. Rory ended up finishing top 5. Anyone else? Adam Scott was up there for a while. He had a bad final day. A lot of Shoffleys, a lot of Bubbas. Yeah. Hey, Tiger had a decent tournament, Jim. Tiger finished tied for 15th, so people are excited about that.
That's pathetic that Tiger fans have dropped so low to get excited for tied for 15th.
Well, it's kind of, I don't want to say preseason golf, but golf, there's a little bit of a buildup. So Tiger showing some of this stuff earlier in the year.
Getting his reps in.
Yeah.
Cool. Still don't think tied for 15th is anything to write home about.
I like that about you.
Here we go.
Bet of the day. Bet of the day. Bet of the day.
Jakey made a huge mistake last Friday betting against my sister's Marist Red Foxes. Jake bet that he bet the farm. He was so confident. He said that he would eat goose poop. I checked in. He said he did hold a goose up to his mouth and have it poop in his mouth. So that was finalized. He did it. He lost, and I lost with him because I didn't want to bet with you, but I was respecting your hotness. Now I gotta cut that out. We got a new day, a new week. You're a notoriously terrible Monday better. Horrible. The worst. 20%
No.
on Mondays.
There's worse.
You're 3-2 on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I'm talking in the world, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about your betting.
Okay.
All right. So what do you got? You going to break the bad streak this Monday?
I think so, but no.
Okay.
No.
Good confidence right off the jump.
It's tough. You gotta be honest with yourself. We got no NBA, Jim. So we're out on that.
Jordan Gagg, who did the odds, said that to break your Monday streak, you should probably try and find a Big Ten college game because that's what you're best at.
So I've got a college game, and thanks, Jordan, but shut your slutty mouth. Because I see the game and I want the game. And Jim, sometimes you got to keep it in state. I'm talking Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like in the state you were from or in the state you're in, but no, it's Virginia.
No,
it's Virginia. Neither.
Number 4, Virginia, going to play number 22, Va Tech. We're at Va Tech. Buzz Williams. They've won their last 2, Georgia Tech and Pitt, a couple man teams. They did lose to Clemson and Louisville before that. Jim, this reeks of college basketball. You've got in-state teams. You've got Virginia Tech thirsty with a win. They essentially lock themselves into going to the tournament, and potentially, if they get hot, could be a 3 seed, a 4 seed. UVA is coming off a couple decent wins. They beat Notre Dame, and then they had beaten number 8 North Carolina after losing a tough one to Duke. I don't know if Va Tech wins it, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a madhouse. I'm taking Virginia Tech plus 6.5
to cover.
Cover.
You're taking the dog.
Yes.
Have they played already?
They have played already at UVA.
And Virginia blew them out.
81-59.
81-59. And they just beat Notre Dame by 6. They beat North Carolina, a ranked team, by 8. They lost to Duke by 10. When they win, It's not close, really.
Oh, really?
NC State's their only close win in a while.
Notre Dame. They won by 6. Notre Dame would have covered. They're unranked. They're bad.
It's a good point.
And that was at Virginia.
That's a good point. Virginia. Volunteers versus what's the Tech?
Hokies. You're Hokies.
Ooh,
And UVA is not the Volunteers. They're the Cavaliers. It's Tennessee.
Wow, nice. Go me. I'm the smart. I was going to say I love Volunteers, but that's Tennessee. Not Virginia.
That might have swayed the bet.
I saw the V. I was like, it must stand for Volunteers. Couldn't stand for anything else. Definitely not Virginia.
Keep it in state, man.
Keep it in state. All right. Virginia Tech's coming off 2 wins, 2 losses. Jake, I'm going Virginia.
Okay. I thought you'd lean with Monday on this one.
Yeah, got to go with Monday. But also, I'm going to pick the favorite because your odds when you pick the dog, you're only shooting 55%. When you choose the favorite, all the way up to 69.
I just get dubs.
All right. Monday's a tough start. So I am officially doing – oh, shit, I almost hit the wrong one. Wow.
Oh God.
Jakey about to make a big mistake.
That would have been brutal if I hit the wrong one.
You would have had another winner by accident, but that's fine.
All right, go enjoy your day. Jake and I actually have to record tonight. We have to record tomorrow's show tonight because why do we have to do that? Because I'm leaving at 3 a.m. to go to Tampa, and then the rest of the week we'll be live from Tampa. So now I have to find the song to play as the outro. So that's what we're waiting for here. And here we go. See you guys. My headphone's pulling on my hair. That fucking hurt.
It's Friday night.